Well, I think if you're talking about legacy companies, there's a pressure inside legacy companies, particularly in relation to their digital counterparts, because everybody's trying to move from analog or legacy to digital in virtually all industries. And you know, we're our own worst enemy when we try and run a legacy company, because put pressure on the legacy business. And Arianna Huffington has a wonderful phrase. She said, failure is not the opposite of success, it's the platform to success. And I think she's dead right. What we tend to do is, if the legacy part of our business is not performing, we tend to put pressure on it, which then makes it more conservative at a time when it should be more expansive. Going back to your creative question, it's the ability to take risk that is really critically important. So taking risk, you reduce that ability to take risk by putting constraints around the business. You know, if you're a listed company, you promise the street certain targets, and if they don't make it, you put more pressure on the business, so it makes them withdraw. Pure tech businesses or pure digital businesses, probably a little bit different, but I think that's the key. The organizational constraints, the fact that companies most operate in silos. Those silos have KPIs built around those silos, and they're not built around the whole organization. Also, it's compounded by the fact that the good creative people are often very difficult to deal with. They're good by definition, so they win more often than they lose, and then they think they're right, which is probably true, but the ability to cooperate, I mean, you know, coming back to your question about what makes great creative, I think probably there's also not only coming up with the unusual or the heretical or the impossible or whatever, it's also being willing to listen to other people in other disciplines or in related disciplines in a constructive way. Unfortunately, and in our industry I think it's even more so, people who are good and people who are successful tend to think that they're right, and they probably are on balance right, but it's really, the real payoffs come from cooperating. You know, when Accenture pays $466 million for whatever they paid, it's something around that level for Droga 5, the payoff will come if they can really embed that company in their processes and their opportunities. So it's getting the Droga people, or the Monkeys, or Sina Schrader, or Karma Rama, or Shackleton to work within the whole.